Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai Sports News. I'm Genai, and we have got a packed show for you today. So let's dive straight in with the story everyone is talking about in the football world. According to ESPN's Transfer Talk, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has personally stepped up efforts to lure Real Madrid superstar Vinícius Jr. to the Emirates. That's right, the Brazilian forward who has been lighting up the Bernabeu is reportedly being courted by the Gunners, with Arteta himself making the pitch directly to the player. Now, convincing one of the world's best attackers to swap the Spanish capital for North London is no small ask. Real Madrid are not exactly known for letting their crown jewels go easily, but the fact that Arteta is personally involved in the pursuit tells you everything about Arsenal's ambitions this transfer window. ESPN reports that this is part of Transfer Talk's latest round of rumors, so we'll need to keep a close eye on how this one develops. But if it ever got over the line, it would be nothing short of a seismic signing for the Premier League. And by the way, speaking of big spending, BBC Sport notes that Premier League clubs have already blown past the £1 billion mark in transfer activity this summer, and the window is only getting busier. Wild times. All right, let's shift gears, literally, because Formula One's summer break is here, and that can only mean one thing. Silly season is officially open for business. Sky Sports F1 is reporting that the potential departures of Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso from their current teams could set off a chain reaction across the entire driver market. Now, both of these are massive names. Verstappen, of course, is the dominant world champion force at Red Bull, while Alonso continues to be one of the most experienced and fiercely competitive drivers on the grid. If either of them were to make a move, it wouldn't just be a headline. It would be a full-blown earthquake that reshapes which seats are available and who fills them. Sky Sports describes it as possible chaos in the driver market, and honestly, that's not an exaggeration. Teams up and down the paddock will be watching closely to see if the dominoes start to fall. The summer break is supposed to be a time for rest, but for F1 fans and team bosses, the real action is just beginning off the track. Stay tuned, because this one is going to rumble on for weeks. Now here's a story that goes beyond the pitch. It's about the very structure of world football. BBC Sport is reporting that UEFA has threatened to take FIFA to court over a controversial plan pushed by FIFA President Gianni Infantino that would have seen private investors buy stakes in FIFA's competitions. The plan has since been scrapped, but UEFA isn't letting it go quietly. They're threatening legal action over the whole affair. And it doesn't stop there. Sky Sports is also reporting that Wales has become the first football association to officially pull its support for Infantino's re-election as FIFA president. That's a significant and symbolic move, a national football association publicly distancing itself from the man currently running world football. The relationship between UEFA and FIFA has been tense for some time, but these developments suggest that tension is reaching a real boiling point. The governance of the game at the highest level is under intense scrutiny, and with more associations potentially following Wales' lead, Infantino's grip on power could face its biggest challenge yet. This is one to watch very closely. Two quick but important football stories now. First up, Newcastle United have made a solid addition between the sticks. Both BBC Sport and Sky Sports are confirming that the Magpies have completed the signing of Czech Republic international goalkeeper Lucas Hornicek from Portuguese club Braga, in a deal worth around £25.7 million on a 5-year contract. That's a significant investment in the goalkeeping department for Newcastle, and it signals their continued ambition to compete at the top end of the Premier League. Meanwhile, in the women's game, BBC Sport and Sky Sports are both reporting that Marc Skinner has stepped down as head coach of Manchester United Women after 5 years at the helm. And the timing here is notable. This is happening just before the Women's Super League season gets underway. 5 years is a meaningful tenure at any club, and Skinner leaves behind a team that will now need to quickly identify new leadership ahead of what promises to be a competitive WSL campaign. Best of luck to him in whatever comes next. It's a significant moment for the Manchester United women's setup as they enter a new era. Okay, sports fans, let's hop across the Atlantic to the United States, because the MLB trade deadline has been absolutely wild. ESPN has been all over the action, and there are 3 deals you need to know about. First, the Chicago Cubs have landed veteran starter Kevin Gausman from the Toronto Blue Jays. According to ESPN, The Cubs sent back a pair of minor leaguers to get the deal done, a pretty clear signal that Chicago is in win-now mode and looking to bolster their rotation for a playoff push. Next, the New York Yankees have acquired infielder Luis Garcia Jr. from the Washington Nationals. ESPN reports that Garcia has been having a fantastic season, hitting .283 with 23 home runs and 76 RBIs. In exchange, the Yankees sent 4 right-handed pitchers to Washington. That's a big bat coming to the Bronx. And then there's the Atlanta Braves, who according to ESPN picked up right-hander Tyler Mahle from the San Francisco Giants. Mahle is 31 years old, and while his stats on the surface aren't eye-popping, sitting 3 wins and 9 losses with an ERA over 5, the Braves clearly believe they can get more out of him as they push for the NL East title. 3 deals, 3 teams swinging for October. The deadline action is heating up. A couple of quick hitters now from tennis and sports entertainment. In tennis, Sky Sports reports that the DC Open Women's Final has been suspended due to rain, with Jessica Pegula holding a 1-set lead over Alexandra Ila. The match will resume Monday, so if you're a tennis fan, keep your eyes peeled for that conclusion. It should be a cracking finish when play does get back underway. And now, WWE SummerSlam. ESPN has the full breakdown of Night 2, and it was a big one. Roman Reigns retained the World Heavyweight Championship, and in doing so, ESPN reports that his long-running rivalry with Seth Rollins has now officially come to an end. There was also Chad Gable capturing a title, making for a dramatic and memorable night overall. Night 1 also delivered according to ESPN, with Brock Lesnar in a torch-passing moment to the rising star Oba Femi. Whether you're a lifelong WWE fan or a casual observer, SummerSlam 2026 has given the wrestling world plenty to talk about. 2 more stories before we wrap up. In the NFL, ESPN is reporting that Jadeveon Clowney is heading back to where it all began, the Houston Texans. Clowney was the number 1 overall pick back in the 2014 draft by Houston, and now he's completing a full circle by returning to the franchise that launched his career. It's a homecoming story with a real feel-good factor, and Texans fans are going to love having him back. And finally, a huge shout-out to Team Wales. BBC Sport is reporting that Wales have returned from the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow with a brilliant haul of 31 medals, 9 gold, 10 silver, and 12 bronze. For a nation of Wales' size, that is an outstanding achievement and a real testament to the depth of Welsh sporting talent. The athletes and staff should be incredibly proud. Glasgow hosted what sounds like a fantastic games, and Team Wales were right there competing at the very highest level throughout. And that's a wrap on today's Genai Sports News. What a day in the world of sport, from transfer bombshells to trade deadline chaos and championship drama. If you enjoyed today's show, do us a massive favor and hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a single update. We'll see you right back here for the next one. Take care, everyone.